Okay, so let's take a look at Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and let's look specifically at Tablet 11, the key to above and below. So in this video, I will go through this whole tablet and I will give you my comments, and hopefully you will learn something new. Okay, so this tablet begins with this. Hear ye and list ye, O children of Cam, to the words that I give, that shall bring ye to light. Ye know, O man, that I knew your fathers, I, your fathers in a time long ago. Deathless have I been through all the ages, living among ye since your knowledge began. And as always, you can look at this from many different levels. And one way how you can look at it is that Thoth is the mind itself. You know, the mind, human awareness, or human consciousness. You know, this type of consciousness that experiences life, from a human perspective. And he's saying that consciousness has been deathless, and also that consciousness, was there when we first evolved. So that's why he's saying that he knew our fathers and that he has been deathless. And so he's saying, leading ye upward to the light of the great soul have I ever striven, drawing ye from out of the darkness of night. Know ye, O people amongst whom I walk, that I, Thoth, have all of the knowledge and all of the wisdom known to man since the ancient days. Keeper have I been of the secrets of the great race, holder of the key that leads into life. Bringer up have I been to ye, O my children, even from the darkest of the ancient of days. List ye now to the words of my wisdom, list ye now to the message I bring. Hear ye now the words I give thee, and ye shall be raised from the darkness to light. So Thoth, the mind itself, have assisted humanity. And because of our minds, we were able to lift ourselves to the modern age, where we have computers and mobile phones and space rockets, modern economy, medicine, and all these things that we have today. And today on this planet, we are the rulers of this planet. We are, far stronger than any other animal. Our consciousness or, our minds are much, much stronger than other beings on this planet. Because we have, this ability to think and calculate life and see how different effects create new causes. And, we mastered different laws of the universe. So basically that is why Thoth is saying that he is leading us from the darkness and ignorance into the light and enlightenment. Bringer up have I been to ye, O my children, even from the darkness of the ancient of days. That's what he's saying here. Far in the past, when first I came to thee, found I thee in caves of rocks, lifted I thee by my power and wisdom, until thou didst shine as man among men. I found I thee without any knowing, only a little were ye raised beyond beasts. Fanned I ever the spark of thy consciousness, until at last ye flamed as men. Very interesting stuff. So basically, if you look at Darwin's evolution theory, this kinda, confirms that whole process that, we were animals, we were very, very primitive. And then we had this moment in time where we had this spark of the consciousness and we started to, grow and become more advanced. And it was an extremely slow process, but now we are here. And to me, that is also one of the secrets of the Sphinx. Because if we look at the Sphinx, we will see lion body together with a head of a human. As I explained in my video, 10 Secrets of the Sphinx, I believe that this, symbolizes that we came from animals, and that we just kept evolving and that we, flamed as people or flamed as humans, what we are currently today. And in this tablet, Thoth is explaining that, consciousness keeps evolving and keeps on growing. Our human race and human consciousness is not an exception. Everything is, growing into something else and, becomes stronger and better. Now shall I speak to thee knowledge ancient beyond the thought of thy race. Know ye that we of the great race had and have knowledge that is more than man's. Wisdom we gained from the star-born races, wisdom and knowledge far beyond man. Down to us had descended the masters of wisdom, as far beyond us as I am from thee. List ye now while I give ye wisdom. Use it, and free thou shalt be. And as always, you can look at this from many different perspectives and many different angles. And I know that some people might link this to aliens, alien races who live on, other planets. Because Thoth is saying that he gained wisdom from the star-born races, wisdom and knowledge far beyond man. And because of this sentence, some people might, believe that Thoth is talking about aliens here, and, connect that to extraterrestrial beings who are more advanced than what we are. But there's another way how you can look at this whole thing. The way I like to look at it is that Thoth has much more knowledge than your average man, and that's why he is much more advanced, and he looks at life, from a different perspective. And if you read these tablets long enough, especially this tablet, you will understand kinda, what he's trying to say here, the deeper secrets of this tablet. So basically you can connect this to, alien races who came to this earth and gave this knowledge to some people, or you can look at it as Thoth being different and that he looks at life differently. And it doesn't really matter if you believe that he's talking about the actual aliens, who came from another planet, or if you look at Thoth being, this enlightened being and in that way being different and more powerful than, your average man, because the result will be the same. The main point here is that this wisdom is what makes Thoth more advanced. And that's basically why he is on another level, because of his wisdom. And I also like a lot when Thoth is saying, down to us had descended the masters of wisdom, as far beyond us as I am from thee. So basically this right here explains that, there will always be someone who is above you. And that means that you will always be able to go to, the next level, no matter where you currently stand. And there is always someone who can teach you new way of thinking or, living life. So let's continue. Know ye that in the pyramids I build are the keys that shall show ye the way into life. Aye, draw ye a line from the great image I builded to the apex of the pyramid, build as a gateway. Draw ye another opposite in the same angle and direction. Dig ye and find that which I have hidden. There shall ye find the underground entrance to the secrets hidden before ye were man. So this right here is very, very interesting stuff. And some people take this very literally and they think that Thoth buried something in the sand or earth, close to the pyramids. And I know that some people believe that there is a, huge library buried, somewhere under the Sphinx or, the pyramids. And some people even believe that there is an alien spaceship buried somewhere close to the pyramids. And it is because, Thoth is mentioning this, in these tablets that he buried a spaceship underneath the Sphinx. So some people are looking for this, physical objects or something physical. But of course, that is not how I look at this. I think that Thoth is trying to tell us that we have to dig for knowledge and we have to look for these clues that we can find, at the Giza Plateau. And these clues are inside the pyramids and, in numbers and stuff like that. I believe that Thoth is trying to tell us that we have to constantly look for the secrets and, look for the wisdom, and that these pyramids will help us uncover, deeper truths of the existence. And, combined with these tablets, we will, gain new keys that will unlock many different doors for us. But at the same time, because I, had my experiences when I went to Giza, I can tell you that if you know what you are looking for, you will find, something very, very cool. Let's just put it that way. So this whole thing about, these lines and, that you have to dig for something that he has hidden, that is true. And you should look for that. Let's just put it that way. Okay, let's continue with this thing. Tell ye I now of the mysteries of cycles that move in movements that are strange to the finite, for infinite are they beyond knowledge of man. So here Thoth is presenting this concept of cycles that are extremely complex because they are infinite and they are way too complex for our understanding. There is a very, very deep meaning behind this tablet. And Thoth is trying to explain something extremely important here. And he's giving away these keys, how to look at life. And basically, here he's saying that these cycles are extremely complex, but we don't have to learn about every specific detail to live in harmony with these cycles. We can still be in harmony with these cycles as long as we kinda know what we are doing. Let's just put it that way. So he is saying that, know ye that there are 9 of the cycles I, 9 above and 14 below, moving in harmony to the place of joining that shall exist in the future of time. So here Thoth is saying that there are 9 cycles above and 14 below. So this is very, very important. And this right here is the key to above and below. And that's the name of this tablet. The key to above and below. So this is extremely, extremely deep stuff. Stuff that most people cannot even imagine. Know ye that the lords of the cycles are units of consciousness sent from the others to unify this with the all. Highest are they of the consciousness of the all cycles, working in harmony with the law. So here Thoth is saying that these lords of the cycles are extremely important because they have the highest level of consciousness. Know they that in time all will be perfected, having none above and none below, but all one in a perfect infinity, a harmony of all, in the oneness of all. So these tablets are telling us that there is chaos and there is order in the universe, order and balance. And these tablets tell us that if you unite all of these cycles, you will have full completion of the all. Like I said, there is a very, very deep meaning behind this. Why someone would want to unite these cycles. There is a great reward that you will gain if you do that. Deep neath the earth's surface, in the halls of Amenti, sit the 7, the lords of the cycles. I, and none other, the Lord from below. Yet know thee that in infinity there is neither above nor below. So basically, when you are working with the law, you will achieve harmony of all cycles, 9 above and 14 below, and you will have oneness of all. Okay, so let's continue. But ever there is and ever shall be oneness of all when all is complete. Oft have I stood before the lords of the all, oft at the fount of their wisdom have drunken, and filled both my body and soul with their light. So here Thoth is explaining that he has often stood before the lords of the all, and he has also been taken in the light, filling his being with light. Spake they to me and told me of cycles, and the law that gives them means to exist. I spake to me the Lord of the Nine, saying, O Thoth, great are ye among earth children, but mysteries exist of which ye know not. So here the Lord of the Nine is telling, Thoth, or telling us that, we know a lot about life, but there are, great mysteries in the universe that are beyond our present understanding. So there are many, many secrets that we can uncover here. Many great secrets. Secrets that are so great that we cannot even imagine them. Ye know that ye came from a space-time below this, and know ye shall travel to a space-time beyond. But little ye know of the mysteries within them. Little you know of the wisdom beyond. One way how you can look at it is that, consciousness keeps on growing and keeps on learning. And, you can never stand still. And you have to learn new things. So in practical terms, this means that no matter how great you are, you will always have room to grow. And you will always be able to go to the next level. Learn about greater mysteries. You can never come to a point where you know everything. You will always be able to grow and expand and become greater than what you currently are. And if you look at this universe, the universe itself keeps on expanding. So this universe is bigger today than what it was yesterday. And tomorrow it's gonna be even bigger. So you have to stay humble and you have to adapt to the new environment. And if you become too arrogant and become too proud and think that, you have figured it all out and, you know everything, that's when you will fall. And if you don't evolve and if you don't learn new things, you will be left behind. Know ye that ye as a whole in this consciousness are only a cell in the process of growth. So here tablets are saying that, our consciousness in the process of growth is just a cell. We are a small part of this whole process, this big picture. Basically, we are nothing compared to this whole process. But at the same time, we are part of this process and we are connected to everything. The consciousness below thee is ever expanding in different ways from those known to thee. I, it though in space-time below thee, is ever growing in ways that are different from those that were part of the ways of thine own. Consciousness that is in a dimension below us, in lower time and space, is constantly growing in a different way than how we grew. Let's say we go for a drink with our friends. we as humans, we look at this as, having this human experience where we just, hang out with our friends and where we had few drinks and had, just fun Friday night. But our bodies have another experience because our body is forced to, deal with this alcohol that we brought in our system. Because this alcohol affected our brain, it affected our stomach, it affected our blood. So basically everything is connected. I know this sounds very, very simple and, very basic, but that is kind of what Thoth is talking about here. And this same logic applies on external level as well. For know that it grows as a result of thy growth, but not in the same way that thou didst grow. The growth that thou had and have in the present have brought into being a cause and effect. So here tablets explain that we have effect on consciousness below us because of the cause and effect relationship. Thoth is also saying here that no consciousness follows the path of those before it, else all would be repetition and vain. Each consciousness in the cycle it exists in follows its own path to the ultimate goal. I always like this line because to me this explains that there is a free will in the universe. Every consciousness in its own cycle can do what it wants according to their own, powers and capabilities. What is the meaning of life if we cannot, experience it fully? If we cannot be free? And I know that some people believe that, reality and life is just a simulation and that it's like a movie that keeps on, playing itself. But I don't believe that. And these tablets, they kind of show us that you do have a free will. God is telling you that, you can do whatever you want. It's up to you how you want to live your life and what experiences you want to experience. And, this shows us that life is here and now. You can change your life at any moment. That is powerful. Everything is in your own hands. Let's continue here. Each plays its part in the plan of the cosmos. Each plays its part in the ultimate end. The further the cycle, the greater its knowledge and ability to blend the law of the whole. So basically here tablets are saying that everything is connected and that everything plays its own part in the plan of the cosmos. And as consciousness evolves, it gains greater wisdom and ability to align with the universal laws. So the more knowledge you have, the more aligned you will be with the law of the whole. So let's say we take a homeless man and the President of United States of America. So those two people or those two consciousness have different powers in the world because they are moving in different cycles. And if you want to become a politician, you need to have certain knowledge, you need to have certain qualities. You need to know how politics work. You need to know how to speak to people. You need to know how to do things so that you will get elected by the people. But your average homeless person, he might not have those qualities. He might have some of those qualities, but of course, he don't have, the same qualities. Otherwise, he wouldn't be homeless. Maybe he's not motivated enough. President of the United States or a governor, they have basically much more power than, this homeless person has. That homeless person, he does have some power, of course, but he's not nearly as powerful as a politician or a president of the country because he's not on the same cycle. So basically, it all comes down to your knowledge, and knowledge gives you power. Know ye that ye in the cycles below us are working the minor parts of the law, while we of the cycle that extends to infinity take on striving and build greater law. Here tablets are explaining to us that there is a hierarchy in the universe and, these cosmic cycles. So consciousness in the smaller cycle works with minor parts of the law, while those beings who are on, much more advanced cycle or level, they work and develop greater laws. And, once again, let's look at politician versus a homeless man as an example. President, he's forming the future of the nation. So indirectly and directly, he is affecting many people's lives. But let's say a homeless person in LA cannot affect, many people in New York because, his cycle is not that powerful. Of course, he has some power, but not nearly as much as the President of the United States, for example. If you want to have more power, you have to go to the next cycle. And basically what Thoth is trying to tell us here is that you will always have people who are above you, and you will always have people who are below you. Each has its own part to play in the cycles. Each has his work to complete in his way. So, that's exactly what Thoth is saying here, that, every consciousness has its own role to play in the cycles. The cycle below thee is yet not below thee, but only formed for a need that exists. I really like this because here Thoth is saying that even though, some cycles seem to be superior and some cycles seem to be less advanced, in reality, both are needed and both are, building blocks of our reality or the cosmos. So it's not like you can remove some parts, because without those parts, universe wouldn't work the way it does. It's like a song. You might have, a star singer on that song, but without those other instruments and background singers, the song wouldn't be the same. So, even though some instruments play less on a song or are not as loud, but they are still needed, because without them, the song wouldn't be the same. That's basically what Thoth is trying to tell us here. For know ye that the fountain of wisdom that sends forth the cycles is eternally seeking new powers to gain. So this is also very interesting. So here Thoth is saying that, the universe keeps evolving because it always seeks knowledge and growth. And this is what makes everything develop and grow in the universe. Ye know that knowledge is gained only by practice, and wisdom comes forth only from knowledge, and thus are the cycles created by law. So here Thoth is explaining mechanics behind power and wisdom. Knowledge is gained through practice. So if you want to go to the cycle above or, next level, become better, you need to practice a lot. That's how you gain knowledge. Means are they for the gaining of knowledge, for the plane of law that is the source of the all. The cycle below is not truly below, but only different in space and in time. The consciousness there is working and testing lesser things than those ye are. Exactly. And no, just as ye are working on greater, so above ye are those who are also working as ye are on yet other laws. So once again, Thoth is saying that you will always have someone who is greater than you. And possibly there are more advanced beings in the universe, that are working on more advanced laws. Star Wars type of thing. The difference that exists between the cycles is only in ability to work with the law. So this right here is very important to understand, because here Thoth is saying that the difference between those who are on the cycles above and those who are on the cycles below comes from ability to work with the law. And for example, if we look at cars, there is a huge difference between modern cars and those cars that were made 100 years ago. But the reason why cars are much more advanced today is because we learned how to work with, different laws. That's why, this universe is mental, because everything comes from your own mind and everything comes from your knowledge and understanding of reality. We who have being in cycles beyond thee are those who first came forth from the source and have in the passage through time-space gained ability to use laws of the greater that are far beyond the conception of man. So here Thoth is talking about this process of growth and evolution. Nothing there is that is really below thee, but only a different operation of law. This is another part that I like a lot, because in reality there is nothing that is higher or lower, but you just have different operations of laws. It's like comparing Toyota to a Ferrari. Ferrari might seem as much better car than Toyota, but in reality these cars are different because they work with different laws of the universe. Engine in Ferrari is of course much more advanced and much more powerful, and Toyota is much more basic with less horsepower. But from a cosmic point of view, Ferrari is not better, it's just different. So same logic applies to, consciousness. Look thee above or look thee below, the same shall ye find, for all is but part of the oneness that is the source of the law. The consciousness below thee is part thine own, as we are a part of thine. That is what Thoth is saying here. So let's go back to Ferrari and Toyota example once again. Both of these cars, Ferrari and Toyota, didn't exist 100 years ago. And they both came from the same source of the law. Both belong to the same family. Both are cars. Gradually we developed these two different cars. And same principle can be applied to the consciousness. We all are connected because we all come, from the same source. Ye as a child had not the knowledge that came to ye when ye became a man. Compare ye the cycles to man in his journey from birth unto death, and seeing the cycle below thee, the child, with the knowledge he has. And see ye yourself as the child grown older, advancing in knowledge as time passes on. See ye we also the child grown to manhood, with the knowledge and wisdom that came with the years. So also, O Thoth, are the cycles of consciousness, children in different stages of growth, yet all from the one source, the wisdom, and all to the wisdom returning again. So to me this is pretty straightforward and, easy to understand. But this right here is a good example of, this process of cosmic evolution. Cease then he from speaking and sat in the silence that comes to the Lords. Then again spake he unto me, saying, O Thoth, long have we sat in Amenti, guarding the flame of life in the halls. Yet know we are still part of our cycles, with our vision reaching unto them and beyond. Aye, know we that of all, nothing else matters excepting the growth we can gain with our soul. So here tablets are saying that the most important thing in the universe is the spiritual growth. And material things, they are not important. Know we, the flesh is fleeting. The things men count great are nothing to us. The things we seek are not of the body, but are only the perfected state of the soul. When ye as a man can learn that nothing but progress of soul can count in the end, then truly ye are free from all bondage, free to work in harmony of law. So this right here is the great key and is very, very deep. And in a way, this is teaching us how to live our lives here. We need to focus on the growth of the soul and don't look for material things or things that people count as great. Power over others, status in society, wealth, and things like that. In the end, only thing that matters is the progress of the soul. You cannot take your house to the afterlife, but your soul will be there. So, even if you become the king of the universe, you should still prioritize the growth of your soul, because that is the most important thing. That's basically what tablets are trying to tell us here. Know, O man, ye should aim at perfection, for only thus can ye attain to the goal. Though ye should know that nothing is perfect, yet it should be thy aim and thy goal. I really, really love this. This is very, very interesting line, and this kind of shows us that we should always strive towards perfection, but we should never forget that, that perfection can never be achieved. So, this world and this universe and life by design is imperfect, but we should always try to make things perfect, even though it's impossible. And if you really think about this stuff, this right here kind of explains many different things, because, some people who question God or, question existence of God, sometimes they can say that, if God is all powerful, almighty, and all love, how can he allow, bad things happening in the universe? How can he create a world where people are killing people and where you have all this, natural disasters and, hurricanes and floods and different viruses and things like that? And how can you have, all these evil people in the world? But just like these tablets explain to us, we have free will, and that, every consciousness follows its own path, and that we all are connected, and that we all affect each other. And those who are on the cycles above us, they are more powerful than those who are on the cycles below us. So, this tablet alone explains many different things about reality and the world. Ceased again the voice of the nine, and into my consciousness the words had sunk. Now seek I ever more wisdom, that I might be perfect in law with the all. So here Thoth is saying that he's carrying this message of the voice of nine. And this whole thing is about growth and willing to advance to the next cycle. And you also have to remember that in the end, it's all about the progress of the soul. So you have to live this and you have to become this. Soon go I down to the halls of Amenti, to live beneath the cold flower of life. Ye whom I have taught shall never more see me, yet live I forever in the wisdom I taught. So here Thoth is saying that his wisdom will live forever. And just as he explained in the beginning of this tablet, that he has been deathless from the beginning of the mankind. Here you can kind of connect, those things that, consciousness of humanity as a whole has been alive all this time, from the beginning till the present day. People who had this consciousness, they are dead, but because new people get born every day, we kind of, make sure that this consciousness keeps on living on this planet. That's one way how you can look at this. All that man is because of his wisdom. All that he shall be is the result of his cause. So here Thoth is saying that all that we are is because of our wisdom, and that every cause has its effect. So our future depends on our actions. The cause and effect relationship. List ye now to my voice and become greater than common man. Lift thine eyes upward. Let light fill thy being. Be thou ever children of light. So here Thoth is saying that we should always, look for the light and knowledge. And in that way, we will become greater than the average man. Because, a lot of people today, they are not willing to do the hard work. They are not willing to grow and learn. They are not willing to take on new challenges. But if you are someone who is willing to improve and who is trying to become better each and every day, you will become better than the average person. Because as you grow, you gain new knowledge. And as you, use this knowledge, you create new opportunities for yourself. And you can go to the next level. Only by effort shall ye grow upward to the plane where the light is all of the all. Be ye the master of all that surrounds thee. Never be mastered by the effects of thy life. Create then ever more perfect causes, and in time shalt thou be a son of the light. So here Thoth is saying that we can gain control over our surroundings, instead of being controlled by the, effects of the cycles, just as he explained here. Internal and external influences of cycles. Free let thine soul soar ever upward, free from the bondage and fetters of night. Lift thine eyes to the sun in the sky space. For thee let it be a symbol of life. Know that thou art the great light, perfect in thine own sphere, when thou art free. So here Thoth is saying that we have great potential inside of us, and we can become free and perfect in our own sphere. And he's also saying that the sun is like the symbol of life. This is extremely, extremely deep if you understand the deeper meaning of this tablet. Look not ever into blackness. Lift up thine eyes to the space above. Free let thine light flame upward, and shalt thou be a child of the light. So this is the end of the tablet 11, the key to above and below. And here Thoth is saying that we have the ability to become children of light, and that we cannot look into darkness and, live in darkness. Darkness meaning ignorance and negativity. Instead, we should look for knowledge and power. And in that way, we can go to the next level, become children of light, just as he's saying here.